Hi there and welcome to another workout for you to row along to. Now this series is all about your toolbox of speed and working on the tools that go inside it. So that means high stroke rates, high power, and also the tenacity to be able to keep that power and high rate up when things get tough. Now this first workout of the series is your test. This is the one where you set the parameters that you will be aiming for the days to come. And I'm going to tell you all about that in today's warm-up, because what we're going to do is a 10-minute warm-up, the first 4 minutes of which is going to be a nice low intensity row. We're then going to do some speed bumps, then we're going to do 1 minute easy, then we'll get into the main session. And I'll talk to you all about what we're going to do in that main session in that first 4 minutes. Now first we've got to get our machine set up before we can get into that warm-up, and that means setting our resistance first. Now in a concept 2, I want you to set your drag factor to whatever you would normally row at. Now I recommend between 130 and 145, which on my machine is the lever at around about halfway on 5. No matter what machine you're using though, you're looking for a setting where you get a nice feel from the stroke. You don't have to heave against it to get it moving, but also it doesn't feel like you're just rowing through air, all right? Next up, go to your foot stretchers, and I want you to set them at a height that allows you to come into the front of the machine with your shins in a vertical position comfortably. If you're set too high, it can get all a bit bound up. If you're set too low, it can get really easy to go scooting straight past. Your backside goes from underneath you, you lose power, all right? A good guide here is that the strap covers the balls of your feet, which is often the bottom lace on your shoe. All right, so we are going to get into our warm-up, and we are going to be starting this warm-up a lot slower than I'm talking, because I'm going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So a low intensity, 20 strokes a minute. I'll talk to you quickly about that when we get going, then I'll tell you about the main session. All right, so if you are ready to get going, let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what I mean by low intensity is that kind of 5 out of 10 effort, like perceived effort. That's what you're looking for. An intensity that within, say, the first couple of minutes of this warm-up, you'll be slightly out of breath, your heart rate will be up a bit, but you'll still easily be able to have a conversation. It's kind of hard enough to know that you're exercising, but not so hard that it feels like hard work. And this will give you space to work on your technique, work on rocking into 1 o'clock at the front, arms straight, shoulders relaxed, and then you push your feet into the machine, brace against the handle, and then when your legs are about halfway done, you swing your back and then pull in your arms. Release your arms, rock your back, bend your knees. Okay? I'll likely talk a bit more about technique in today's main session anyway, but hopefully that was enough of a race through. So what we're doing today then is 10 20-second sprints. And when I say sprint, I mean sprint. I want you to go as fast as you can while still keeping a decent technique, but absolute everything going into it. And there will be 2-minute rests in between each of them to let you recover, to be able to hit the next one hard. And what you're looking for is for these 10 intervals to be as close to each other as possible. If not, going faster for the first, say, 5 of them, and maybe you'll fade in the last 5, but I want you to give it everything. Whether you set your monitor to meters or calories, I want you to keep it that way, and that is your reference point. I'd rather you did meters though, but when you're done, You take off your fastest and your slowest interval, and then you take the average of the 8 that are left. I mean, you can just take the average if you want, but I prefer chopping off the fastest and slowest. And I will tell you why we're doing this as we go through the main workout. Okay, so I'll drip feed why we're doing this. Because in 6 strokes time, we're gonna have our first speed boost. Just gonna take it up to 22 for 30 seconds and a couple of seconds faster than you are now. One more. You ready? So, push a little harder with your legs, slightly faster drive speed, and definitely a slightly faster recovery should be all it's taken to get you up to 22. Take 2 more. 1 more. I will take it back to that 20 strokes a minute. Low intensity, comfortable, steady state. And then in 6 strokes time, we'll go up to 24 strokes a minute. And a few seconds faster still. Last one here. You ready? Here we go. If you have a 2K training pace, you'll likely be about 2K plus 12 right now. Remember, think about arms straight, forwards tilt, push with the legs. One more here. Take it back to 20 strokes a minute, comfortable pace. Remember, you're getting yourself nice and warm for today's sprints, so you can't leave anything to chance. 3 more, and then we're going up to 26 strokes a minute. You ready? Let's go. Push a little harder still. 26 is a little tougher to find the rhythm for in my case. 24 is easier because it's 1 every 2.5 seconds. Two more. 1 more. Whew. And of course, you know what's coming next. 28 next, in case you didn't know, in 5 strokes time. It's always a good sign when my microphone cable gets in the way. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Here we go then. Up to 28. Probably around 2K plus 5. Remember, let the handle be what guides stroke rate. Away quickly but smoothly. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. And then we're going to do 30 strokes a minute next. And then we'll paddle home for the last 1.5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. You ready? Let's go. So 1 stroke every 2 seconds. Let your legs start the effort. Hang off the handle. Four, three, two, one. And take it easy. Now, of course, it's your choice. If you don't feel you're quite there yet, as we hit a minute to go here, you can take it right up to 32 or higher for a quick burst. Get yourself ready. But I know I'm nicely warmed up here, so I'm just paddling home. I will call out when there's only 30 seconds to go in case you're rowing with your eyes closed. Make sure and breathe. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 30 seconds to go. I want to make sure that you are ready for the sprints to come. So be sure to have a quick drink. When we're done with this, 10 seconds to go. Last stroke from me. So, like I said, have a quick drink, maybe have a bit of a wiggle of your backside, get comfortable in your seat. I'll quickly describe one more time what the protocol for today's row is, and then we'll get started. Okay then, so today's main session is going to be 10 20-second intervals with 2 minutes rest in between, and I want you to hit all 10 of these as hard as you can, okay? Absolutely everything you can muster. There's no pacing about this. I just want you to really put everything into it. As such, make sure that you're healthy enough to do this, okay? If you're the kind of person that has a bad back, or maybe you've got a heart problem or something else, this probably isn't the workout for you, all right? I'll just say that now. I just want to make sure and kind of make that very, very clear. But if you're healthy enough to do this, you hit these 20 seconds as hard as you can from the start for the full 20 seconds. Let those rests let you recover to then get into the next one, all right? So hopefully I've waffled on enough that you've had time for a drink, your body's hopefully recovered a little bit after that warm-up, and we can get started with our main session. So let's get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds. Is that 114 meters for me? Now, part one of this is there's a good chance you might have fallen off the seat just then doing that first one. So that's one of the reasons why I'm saying about chopping off the slowest one, is that maybe you fell off the seat, so it's going to kind of damage your average if that happened. Maybe you just want to rewind and restart this workout again and not fall off the seat. But if that went well, then that's good, okay? It's up to you how you rest. You'll see that I just rock up and down the rail. I don't really, on things like this, I don't really go for light rowing in between, even though I know it doesn't really make much of a difference. I'd rather just concentrate on my breath. I mean, it's only 20 seconds, but ooh, it gets up there. So I'm also gonna have a drink with a minute to go. But the other toolbox, or tool in your toolbox, is technique. Okay, so this is something to think about as you're going through the 10 of these. I know I wasn't compressing enough on that first one, and I was probably lurching in with my upper body. So in this second interval, I want to try and work on part of that. Because listen, I'm a work in progress. Do as I say, not as I do most of the time, because I'm all over the place technique-wise, especially right now. I'm too busy concentrating on high rocks. Okay, so we're gonna get started in 15 seconds time. I'm gonna do this from a stop flywheel because it's the only way to make sure that it's always even between each effort. Okay, so in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now I'm trying to get compression right. 10 seconds. Oh, 112 meters that time. And then what I was noticing, so I just saw my force curve. What I was noticing is that as I come forwards, there's a pause that I do. So next one, I'll try and get rid of that. So, I mean, you might think that these sprints aren't the place to work on technique because you're just going absolutely full pace. But there's still space within the stroke. I mean, I usually talk about 20 strokes a minute being the perfect stroke rate for giving you time to think about your technique and things. But there still is space within this to think about how you're moving. Okay, I like always drinking with 1 minute to go. It helps me in the edit, so I know to jump on 1 minute and then I can dip the audio so you don't have to listen to me drinking. Oh, okay, coming up for 40 seconds to go. Oh. And just try and think what you need, what the core things that your body needs technique-wise. Like, don't know, you wouldn't have noticed it, but as I was doing the countdown for the start of the last one, I sat and then I suddenly straightened up because I know posture's a bad one for me, where I'll tend to slump a little bit. So sitting up with a good posture is a good place to start. Okay, so 15 seconds to go. Remember, it's all about leg power. Brace against the handle. In 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds. Whoa. Back up to 114. Now, we're only 3 down, but I'm already thinking, we've got to do 10 of these? You came up with that idea. Oh wait, me. So, remember, rowing, you get out what you put in, okay? And a lot of that is the reason that I bang on about technique all the time, is that if you row in a way that you're able to put maximum force into the machine, then you're gonna get maximum training effect out the other end of it. Hang on, we'll cut up for a minute, so I've got to have my drink. Whereas, if you're not connecting right, if you're coming forwards and you're already leaning back, and you don't get that connection between your feet going up through your body and into your arms, so that you're bracing against the handle as you're pushing in the power, you might not be getting this absolute maximum effect out of it. In fact, I'll try and see what my heart rate goes up to. 20 seconds is quite a short amount of time for heart rate to get up. So RPE has to be 10 even if your heart rate is only in like zone 3 while you're doing this, because it can't catch up. But I'm 101 right now. So we're going in 15 seconds, pick up your handle, wiggle your backside, make sure you're comfortable. 10 seconds to go. Oh, yeah. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. $114 again. At least I'm consistent. Oh, I don't know whether I've got my feet set a little low or whether it's just that I'm wearing these Converse All-Stars, but straps are really digging into my toes. I might. Let's see what happens, eh? If I go slower, then this could be the one that I chop off. But let's see what happens, because I do wonder. Converse are weird. That bottom lace does seem a bit further down than other shoes. And on sprints, you can afford to be a little bit higher up. Drink. Might help with my over compression. It's basically because of the speed that you're going forwards, that momentum kind of helps with that compression into the front anyway. So if your feet are too low, then sometimes if you're going high rate, you can go way past. I know that's not been my problem, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll only 2 holes showing instead of having only 1 before. 25 seconds to go. Hey, listen, it's a journey through my rowing. But this is the kind of stuff that you can investigate yourself, okay? Does your foot stretch or height make a difference? 15 seconds to go. Most people do tend to have them set too high though, but like I say, in sprints, that's not usually too big an issue. In 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, 114 didn't make a difference in terms of output, but in terms of comfort it did. Didn't feel like the straps were about to chop off my toes, so I think I'll leave it there. Now, we are halfway there. We're at the Bon Jovi point. So I can talk about why we're doing this. And what I'm hoping, Sissy, is that what's going to happen to all of us is that as I go through this series, our power, our stroke rate, our control will all come together to improve what we're capable of in this test. Have a quick drink. Because I'm doing what? Around about 124 pace. It's averaging at 126, but most of the actual rows are at 124, which is okay, but I've definitely been faster in the past. But I haven't been training fast for almost 2 years because I've been just doing high rock stuff, which you don't need to have high speed for, but I've noticed that that's really impacted the rest of my rowing, so this is why I'm doing this. So what I'm hoping is that through this little series, can come out the other end of it, do this test again, and we'll see, all of us can see if we've improved, okay? I'll talk about what we're actually going to do in the next rest. 15 seconds to go. I want to get you through the workout before I tell you exactly what we're doing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm definitely bleeding with my back on that first stroke. 3, 2, 1, and 1. Oh, 115, and my heart rate still says 98 warm up. So, like I say, certainly there's a drift problem, but I also think this proves that sometimes wrist-based heart rate monitors are frankly useless, or at least this Epix Gen 2 is pretty useless for sprinting. It's okay at low rate stuff, but I think, yeah, don't know why it's so rubbish. My Apple Watch wasn't this bad actually. It was a lot better. Right, drink. So what we're going to do is, this is made up of 5 rows. This one and 4 more rows. And what they're going to do is, we're going to do the same 20-second sprints 10 times, but the next time you do this, you're only going to get 1 minute 50 rest in between each of them. Then you're going to get 1 minute 40, then 1 minute 30, then 1 minute 20. Sorry, I was losing count. 1 minute 20 on the last one. I was like, have I got to 4 yet? But yeah, so you end with 120, which is going to be really short. I mean, we'd be finished the next set of rowing by now. And that's the point, it really pushes you through. Okay, 15 seconds to go. I'll talk more about this in the next rest. I was too busy talking about my watch in this one. 10 seconds to go. 7, 6, 5. Don't use your back this time. 3, 2, 1. Go. Remember, your handle helps stroke rate. 5. 1:13, which I'm surprised by because I fell off the seat halfway through that. I had to kind of squiggle my backside back onto it. So yeah, so next one we do 1 minute 50 rest, 140, 130, 120. And the 121 is going to be awful. But the point, okay, is we're going to take the average of the meters that we do today, and then we're going to do them through the rest of these sessions. And at the point that we can't hit the average, we stop, okay? So what it probably means is by the time you get to the last set, you might only get up to like 6 that you get to do. Have a drink. But that's the point here, is that we're trying to hold that average, but we're reducing our rest time as we go through the week. And as long as you don't do them like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the 5, as long as you have like a low intensity workout or a rest day in between, you should be able to come back and still perform for the next set. It's just a case of how far you get through it before you have to stop because you haven't hit your average. Does that make sense? I will talk more in the next rest because we've got 15 seconds to go in the next one. So we've got 3 to go, 7 down, 3 to go, 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5 seconds. 114. I'm definitely feeling the fade now. Yeah, so It sounds as though by the end of this series, like in the last one, with only 1 minute 20 rests, you're going to be like, I'm not going to get through it, but you'll be surprised at how far you can get through before you can't keep up to your average. So right now, I guess I'm looking at 113 being what I need to hit when I come back to this with only 1 minute 50 rests. Oh, and already that makes me go, whoo. But we'll see. Okay, drink. But it's meant to be tough, okay? We could just do this 5 times straight, this exact workout, and it would have its training benefits. But I'm really wanting to push you hard, okay? Really take you to a place where you're really having to work hard. Well, the problem is that if you just have these set out as 10 at this kind of pace, you can start to just pace yourself for it. You can kind of duck and dive a little bit, especially with this idea of once you don't hit your average, you have to stop. That's the other thing. You have to make sure and work as hard as possible. So this is about developing you up. So you do it 1 week, then you come back to it the next week, see what happens. I'll talk about that in the next rest interval. Ooh, 2 more to go. And what you find is these 2 may be faster now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Give it everything. 5 seconds. Right, 114. And 1 more to go. Right, so I'll squeeze this in to the last 2 minutes. So basically, if you are setting your metrics to calories, there's actually quite a large range of rowing to be done between like 12 calories and 13. And so I still want you to aim for your same calories each time, but I've changed my mind about the people who are on distance, okay? If you are rowing distance, then once you get 5 meters less than your average, that's when you stop, okay? So for me, go drink. For me, it really does look as though 114 is going to be my average. So the moment I fall under 110 in the main sessions coming up, and the ones where they're decreasing rest, the moment I fall under 110, that is when I stop, okay? So just had a bit of a brain surgery moment where I think, oh, hang on, it's not quite the same for calories and meters, people, so I might as well even it up by saying that, okay? So I hope that makes sense. It will all be in the description of the main workout. And the last thing to say before we get started, the last one, the main workouts themselves coming up, the next 4 sessions, will not have the long warm up. So you have to make sure that you are warmed up. You can use this one to warm up at the beginning of this to do it, but make sure you are warmed up properly for the main workouts in this, okay? Because I just want to save time making the videos. So let's get going into our last interval in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds. Last. 114 again. Oh, really, that's really has done stuff to my legs that I haven't felt before for a long time. Right, so I'm gonna say, even though I did one at 112, that'll be the one that I hack off as my slowest. So I'm gonna say that my average is 114. So for this first run through of this series, The moment I get under 110, that's when I have to stop. So I'm gonna come and do this again in 2 days' time. I'm only gonna have 1 minute 50 rests in between. And the moment I get under 110, because that's 5 meters less than what I've just been averaging across that makes sense, that's when I have to stop. If you set it to calories and you're averaging 15 calories for that, the moment you see 14 calories on screen, that's when you stop, okay? You get no kind of breathing space. It's funny how breathing calms down so quick after that. Anyway, just because of breathing. So there we go. That was our testing protocol for this sprint series. I really hope that you got the point of this, that you put everything into it, and that as you go through this series, you'll see the point of it, the point of the reducing rest and how it's going to push you harder and harder. It's going to make you work harder to try and hold that average. And what that's going to do is develop your sprint game over quite a short amount of time. And then we can take it from there at the end of that series. So thank you so much for taking part in this one with me. It's been nice to just have a good old sprint row. So I like to give out hashtags. So if you want to have a hashtag in any of the comments that you post anywhere, then we're just going to have the hashtag Let's Go Sprinting, because that's how we start this one. All right. So thank you so much for joining me for this one. Please get in touch. Let me know how you enjoyed it. Until the next video, please row well, be well, and bye-bye.